Okay, so to determine the margin of error, when n is 30 and our standard deviation is 48, okay, so we know that n is 30 and the standard deviation is 48, and our confidence interval is 90% for the first one. And so normally I would work this with my pen on the whiteboard, but I have lost my pen, so I'm going to try to explain it and show you on Excel just because I don't have my pen. So 90% confidence interval. First of all, your margin of error is equal to your z-score times your, I believe it's your standard error of your mean. Let's look real quick just to double check on that formula. So z, yeah, standard error of the mean. Okay, so we have two things we have to find. Let's start with the z-score. So for your z-score, the way you're going to look it up, it's kind of like reverse phone lookup. Okay, so how you look up the phone number to find the person. Well, we're going to look up the probability to find the z-score. So what you have to do is, first of all, your level of significance is going to be equal to 1 minus 90%, which is 0.90, so 0.10. Okay, so 0.10. And then what you have to do is, this is what we call a two-tailed test. So you're going to always take that and divide that by 2. Okay, so 0.05. So we want the z-score, so the total probability is 1, and we want the z-score all the way up to that. So we need to subtract out that upper tail. Okay, so a two-tailed test, the lower tail is going to be 0.05 and the upper tail is going to be 0.05. So let me just show you so that kind of makes a little more sense. When you look this up, so you want z right here up to that point. So you need to subtract out the upper tail. And our upper tail for this one is 0.05. So we need to subtract that out. We want the probability all the way up to z, subtracting out the upper tail. So 0.95 is what we need to look up on the table. So if you go to your table and you look up, you're looking in the table. Here's 0.9495 and here's 0.9505. So 0.95 would be halfway in between these two. So halfway in between 1.64 and 1.65. So 1.64 halfway. So that would be 1.645, but they want us to round the z-score to 2 decimal places. So there's our z value. Okay, so we have found the z-score, and now we need to find the standard error of the mean. And if you look in the view and example, you'll see that that is equal to the standard deviation, so 48, divided by the square root of n, which is 30. Okay, so here is our standard error of the mean. And for the standard error of the mean, they want you to round to 4 decimal places. Okay, so now you have both your numbers. So your margin of error is equal to z, 1.65, times your standard error of your mean, 8.764. And then your final answer, you want to round it to 2 decimal places. So your final answer is going to be, hold on, we got 14 point, let's see what I did wrong here. 8.764. Let's do this. Let me just put the values in. 1.65 times 8.764. So you get 14.46, which is what we got. So let me know if you have any questions.